Hello and welcome to day 10 of the Puro Joshi Advent Calendar here on this channel. I'm Peps and today we're opening another door into the world of Japanese pro wrestling in 2025 as we close out our Noah coverage with my personal top 5 favorite matches from the 2025. An important disclaimer, of course, is here that the matches that are ranked are just how I personally felt about them. It's not the best matches objectively of Noah because that's just not possible. It's just the matches I personally enjoyed the most in the year. They're also not ordered via, okay, this is my favorite match, this is my least favorite match of the 5. It's just ordered by the date they happen in the year. And with that, I would say we jump straight into the top 5 matches of Noah, in my opinion, of 2025. The first match happened directly on the first day of the year. We are talking about Noah, the New Year 2025 in Nippon Budokan. We have the main event of the show there with Kaito Kiyomiya defending the GHC Heavyweight Championship against Osawa. And this is a match that maybe is the most talked about match in Noah this year because of the entire build-up of it, because of what happened inside the match, the reaction and the follow-up of it. The build-up of this was insane, to say at least. Not in a good or a bad way, but insane just meant it's just insane what they did because they had such a bold move with everything they did around this character of Osawa. It all started in November of 2024 when Osawa turned on All Rebellion and Kaito Kiyomiya to join the new faction of Yoshitatsu called Team 2000X. And what can I say? Ever since he joined this faction, he has been off the charts in terms of showing his potential, showing off his charisma, and most importantly, his promos. The storyline they told was Osawa playing this psychopath stalker character who is kind of the trainee of Noah that went the dark path and leaks private info of Kaito Kiyomiya, including like that he cheated on and had like a girlfriend and everything like that. It was really out of the box, but it completely worked. And there was especially a segment at the December show where Osawa really showed for the first time inside the Noah ring ever since his comeback what he can do, including showing a cool Dr. Bomb and later on the Phoenix Splash. And there was like one hell of a cool angle where he then signed the contract. And that all led into January 1st, 2025, where he was then in the main event of the show against Kaito Kiyomiya. And it was super interesting to just see the match. And the crowd was really into it. From the very early moment on, they made it really clear who they wanted to see win. And it wasn't the babyface ace in Kaito Kiyomiya who got turned on. It was Osawa. And alone for that fact made this match something everyone just needs to check out because it's so obscure in Japanese pro wrestling that the top heel of the company gets cheered over the top babyface of the company in such a clear manner. The fans wanted to see the title change. And they got the title change after around 29 minutes of interferences, including from, of course, Team 3000X and everything like that. But Osawa then won with the real Rebel Splash. And it was just glorious to watch, in my opinion. The crowd went absolutely nuts for that. Osawa played this to perfection and just had his big moment on the show. What people maybe forget is that on January 2nd, 2024, the New Year's show, the year before that, Taishin Osawa, who is of course his original name of Osawa, lost in a dark match of Noah's major show in Ariake Arena, and 1 year later he beats Kaito Kiyomiya for the GHC Heavyweight Championship in the main event of Noah's Nippon Budokan show. What a year it has been for him. From the first match on the card in the pre-show to the main event, and he wins it where everyone just cheers for him. And it's just incredible to see. The performance he had was fantastic. I loved this match. I really enjoyed it just based on the entire atmosphere and the work rate on top of that. I believe they had a better work rate match in the middle of the year. But this match is just a complete package. It's just cinema, so to speak. The next match I want to talk about, and it's another GHG heavyweight title match, and it's a match I did somewhat of a video about it. We are talking about Noah new departure day 2 on July 20th, 2025, as in the main event of the show, Kenta defeated Keno to become once again, for the first time in over a decade, I believe, GHG heavyweight champion. And that was really cool. They had a cool storyline throughout the year that started with Kenta wrestling Keno and Noah the New Year event when Kenta was still under contract of New Japan. Then he left New Japan came back to Noah and teamed up together with Noah. And just the day before the show, Keno beat Osawa to win the GHG heavyweight title in a great match, and he's just straight up decided, okay, I'm going to defend the title against you, Kenta. And Kenta, of course, took up to the challenge, and they had a great heavyweight title match. This felt like what Noah is in 2025, together with the title match before that, which is why I did an in-depth video about it. If you want to see my in-depth thoughts on this match, where I covered down really the big parts of this match. Here it was a more of a slow-paced match from the very beginning, and they started to hit some haymakers here and there, and especially the striking affair they had towards the end of the match with the hard slaps and the kicks and everything like that was just awesome to see. In the end, Kenta won with the GTS and wins his first world title in Pro Wrestling Noah after 11 years. It was an awesome moment to see because Kenta had his redeeming year in 2025 where he came back from being called a washed wrestler in New Japan to, I would say, one of the most informed wrestlers in 2025. His 2025 in Noah was fantastic, and he crowned that with this moment. I really, really enjoyed this one. I think it was much, much better than you could have expected it, and I think it was also one of the best Keno performances I've at least seen in the past couple of years, and he has been great in Noah so far. Personally, I'm just, it's just great to see a sold-out Hurricane Hall chair again in Pro Wrestling Noah, and it was one of the examples in general. The Hurricane Hall chairs of Noah always have been nearly close to being sold out or have been sold out, and it has been helping their matches a lot. This is one of the prime examples for that. Kenta and Keno and the Hurricane Hall chair in July 20th. Great match. People should definitely check it out if they have the time for that. Or if they haven't already. And if they have already, they should check it out again because it's that great. For match number 3, we are looking at Monday Magic Extreme Season. And we have the episode 1 here on October 6, 2025. And I kind of feel like I'm cheating here. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta cheat. We are talking about the semi-main event of the show. We have Mai Iwatani, Seru Yamaoka, and Utami Hayashishita facing off against Miyamoto, Senka Katsuki, and Takumi Iroha, and the match ended in a 20-minute time limit draw. And I gotta say it, I think this is the best match Noah had all year. This was, from the very first moment on until the very end, just straight up fantastic pro wrestling. The pairings that they had inside this match, with Seru Yamaoka and Senka Katsuki, of course, being the focus as the 2 super rookies, mixed with Utami and Iroha doing their thing, and Mai Iwatani and Miyamoto, especially at the beginning of the match, having great high-speed super fly interaction. Mixed all that, of course, with the big-time feud the Marvelous and Marigold had over the course of the year that still ranks very high as one of my personal favorite feuds of the entire year, just made this match special for me. Everything here was just clicking. From the in-ring part to the crowd being invested into it to just the straight up insanity that those two had. I think this was awesome to watch. Every spot just hit perfectly. Every moment was just timed perfectly, and the ending stretch between Senka Katsuki and Seru Yamaoka, where they just went at each other for around 5 minutes or so. It was just great to see these 2 rookies who have been a big part of each other's company in the past year and have been 2 of the standout names in Japanese Joshi wrestling, or like Japanese wrestling in general this year, going at each other in a Noah show with the crowd being totally into it. And the match just deserves all the praise that it's getting from everyone because it's as good as it was. It's super awesome. It's just an awesome match. And I would imagine that at least a lot of people who listen to this show, because I'm such a Joshi focused account, will say, yeah, okay, I've watched this anyway, but just watch it anyway. It was so good. Everything around it was just perfect. Joshi tag and trios matches this year have been fantastic, and this ranks very high as one of the best, in my opinion. Then we go on to the second of last match I will talk about here, and it's a match from the other Sumo Hall show that Noah had already, but it's maybe not a match people would have expected, at least at the beginning of the year, that it would be talked about here, as we are talking about the GHG Junior Heavyweight Championship match at Wrestle Odyssey on October 11th. We have Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane defending the GHG Junior Heavyweight titles against Daga and Daiki Orashima. And that is, in my opinion, one of the coolest and most smartest ways Noah has booked a match so far over the course of the year. And we can discuss whether it was on purpose or just worked out. Decided to spend half of the year building up a little undercard story with Daga and Daiki Orashima, mainly on Twitter, sometimes off shows. It caught fire. Fans really liked this, and Noah decided, hey, look, why do we not pair them together and let them go for the junior tag belts? And it was a fantastic decision. Daiki Urashima, one of the best rookies, in my opinion, that wrestling has right now, just 24 years old, went out there together with Daga against Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf, who are a fantastic tag team, and just did their thing. The match was fantastic. Insanely good tag match here. Every wrestler in this match just looked great. And each team had such great chemistry against each other and with each other. And it was just awesome to watch. So much unique tag team offense. And it just helped me on the edge of the seat because I wanted to see Daiki win badly. Los Perdedores are just a great tag team. They are, in my opinion, one of the most underappreciated tag teams in the entire world. And if they were in a tag team division where people would have seen them more regularly, they would call them one of the best tag teams in the world. But the big part here wasn't really the spot fest or anything like that, but it was the storytelling of Daiki Urashima as the underdog, having to give his entire heart, his everything, to fight against Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane. It had obviously the typical flippy style to it, which you always have with Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane, but that mix with a little bit of the storytelling, that attitude, made this match stand out even more, in my opinion. And it made this match so much better. In the end, it was Daiki Urashima, after all the shit he has eaten this entire year, after all the losses, who finally gets the big win. He hasn't even had a singles win at that point. He only got that on December 7th, I believe, in the match against one of the rookies. And he picks up the big win to a monster pop of the crowd, gets the big moment, and wins the junior heavyweight tag team titles together with Daga. His first belt of his career. It was just awesome to see, and it was super awesome. Urashima's just a guy. He had such a fantastic year. The beginning of the year, he had a match against Katsuyuki Fujita that went to a 1 minute time limit draw. That was so awesome because Daiki is so easy to root for. He's such a cool wrestler on top. Here in this match, for example, he hit I believe it was a deadlift German on Alpha Wolf that looked super sick. And in general, he and Alpha Wolf had fantastic chemistry in this match. He took one hell of a beating from Alpha Wolf throughout the entire match and still fights back. And then gets the roll-up win. Even though it was just a roll-up win, it felt like the biggest thing in the entire world when he got the free count. Super duper work match. The fantastic storytelling on top. Right winners. Crowd was totally into that. Big thumbs up for this one. We have another GHG heavyweight title match. This time it is on November 11th, 2025 in the Hurricane Hall as Kenta defended the belt against Yoshiki Inamura. And this is an interesting match because Yoshiki Inamura, of course, this was his first real singles comeback match after his excursion in WWE. His run in Noah has been weird. He debuted originally in 2018. Until 2022, he has really won nothing. And then he went on an excursion to Progress Wrestling in 2023. came back in 2024 to challenge Kaito Kiyomiya for the GHC heavyweight title as Yoichi. And everyone was like, okay, this is his moment. He's likely going to win the belt. He just lost. He went on in the N1 victory, got 6 points, lost to Josh Briggs on the final night, and then decided, okay, I'm going to on another excursion, where he then landed in WWE. His WWE run was like fine. He was mainly paired with Josh Briggs. They had some cool matches here and there. The biggest match, of course, Inomura had was at Great American Bash, where he was in a co-main event, losing to Obafemi, then started his feud with Josh Briggs that ended in a Philadelphia street fight, I believe, on a show that likely in Philadelphia. That was, in my opinion, a match, when I remember correctly, was good, not bad, not great. It was just okay. Then came back, of course, as part of the Wrestle Odyssey show, where he came up in the main event, was a big part of the match, which kind of ruined the main event because they made the entire main event match around Inamura for some reason. And now is challenging Kenta for the GHC Heavyweight Championship. And I was interested to see how he's going to look with this new gimmick and everything like that, because it's very special and something we don't really have in Japanese pro wrestling much, with him being like talking English and Japanese and all of that. But the match was straight up fantastic. You can think about whatever you want, in my opinion, about this entire gimmick, but his in-ring work has been tremendous. It's outright insanity, in my opinion, because if we just look at it, right, the match had everything you just wanted from these two. It was hard-hitting, it was fast as hell, it had fantastic earphones, a crowd that was totally into it, and showed how good Inamura is. Kenta made Inamura look fantastic here. He looked like a beast here. He looked finally like the guy that he should have been years ago. This guy should have been on top of Noah like 5 years ago, maybe 4. It took them way too long to get there, but they finally did, and it was fantastic to see. Him winning the belt, he not only beat Kenta, he beat him so clean that I was shocked how clean it was. He just destroyed him. He was presented as a dominant force and just straight up beat the living hell out of Kenta this match. Kenta, of course, did his typical Kenta stuff, but in the end, it wasn't enough for him. Yoshiki Nomura, of course, won then the GHC Heavyweight title, is now the GHC Heavyweight Champion, is now on top of Noah in a one hell of the match on November 8th, 2025. Check this out because I felt like this was kind of under the radar because wrestling was kind of down at the point. I really enjoyed this one. This was great. And with that, I would say we end things with the coverage of Noah. And tomorrow, we start the new chapter into a new promotion. 3 videos on that. Then we have another old match. And then we get into the hot phase in the final couple of weeks. It's interesting to see. Just side topic here. I had this video. I always try to record the videos 1 week ahead, but this week it was my birthday on the 8th, so I couldn't record on the weekend as I was at home, and I just tried to record this video like in 2 or 3 days. It's really funny. It's a funny time, but I still have, of course, fun with it. It's a lot stressful, more stressful than I expected it to be. I don't know what I even expected. Don't question me. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and comment down below. Bye-bye.